so hot today. I'm a hot, sweaty mess, which is kind of funny because that's what life is like after university. Hey guys, so today I thought it has been a year, well, over a year, since I finished my university course. I finished last May. Oh my gosh, it's gone so quick. And I thought today we would film kind of what I've been up to since finishing uni / life after graduation, because it's been interesting. I asked for some questions from some of you guys. I'm not gonna specifically answer the questions, but it's given me an idea of the topics that I can talk about in this video, so thank you if you asked a question. Give you a bit of a backstory of me if you are new. I graduated Ravensbourne University in 2018, so May last year. Well, I didn't graduate until November, but I finished the course in May last year, and I ended up graduating with a BA honours with a first in digital film production. So throughout my time at university, everyone was very much encouraged to have work on top of the university work. So a lot of people in the film industry work freelance, so we were always encouraged to kind of take on extra work if we could. Now, I was very scared to do that because I'm not confident when it comes to kind of putting myself out there. I didn't take on too many jobs, but I did have a few, so I was able to build up my CV ready for life after university. I'd worked at BT Sports on a recurring TV series, which was really cool. I only did one series, but to have that on my CV before I even graduated was a really good thing, and I think it really helped me to get jobs. So I want to be a producer. I have a whole array of videos talking about that. But basically, I know I can't really leave university and be like, I'm gonna produce films and get paid for it because I'm amazing. And I kind of wanted to get a bit more experience before doing that. So I am a freelance runner and production assistant, and that is basically the lowest of the low. I make teas and coffees, I buy things for the shoots, I help every department. It can be very busy, but it can also be very boring. I'm not gonna lie. So I handed my final piece of university work on Friday. It was quite late May, so I handed my final piece in the Friday, and then I had my first job on the Tuesday, my first professional job, which when you think about that, that's 4 days? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days after I finished university, I had my first professional gig, which for someone who didn't take on a huge amount of work outside of university work, that's pretty incredible if I do say so myself. But it wasn't because of how good I am, it was just luck. It's such an awkward story because I can't be oh yeah, this is how you do it. I just got very, very lucky. It turns out that in the building that I was living in at university, one of the residents was a producer for commercials on TV, and my flatmate Becca was trying to sell her old bike to this producer woman, and they kind of got talking, realised that they both did film, and she said, oh, we've had one of our runners drop out on Tuesday's shoot. If any of you are free, let us know. There was 3 of us living together at this time. And the other 2, I think, were still at university at this point, but obviously I was literally about to finish uni, and I was like, oh my God, let me do it, please. And yeah, so she took my details, and I got my first professional gig on the Tuesday, which was very, very scary. So scary and daunting, and oh my God. So my first professional gig was actually a really big shoot for the sorts of things that I've been working on. It's still one of the biggest things I probably worked on, and it was for a NatWest commercial that was going to be shown in the cinemas, which I thought was super cool because, the dream is to have something shown in the cinemas that you've worked on, So I was really lucky that that was the first professional job that I did. So once I obviously had my first professional gig, that kind of set me up for getting more and more jobs. This company that I've been working for ever since, this was the company that first employed me, and have kept employing me ever since. I love working for them, and whenever I get an email asking if I can work, I try my best to make sure I am available for them because they are just so lovely. Oh. So yes, I did get very, very lucky, and through that company my name was passed around to other companies, so I've managed to get work from just that one job, that one time. I also find it helpful to get on lots of Facebook groups because a lot of stuff for the film and TV industry is very last minute. So it's great to get on Facebook groups where everyone can just post instantly and you can say if you're available and apply. I've had a couple of jobs from Facebook. I have also used the company Mandy.com when I had the free trial. So if you want to sign up to Mandy, let me know and you can get a free trial and I can get a free trial. So there are different ways of getting jobs. It's just very, very difficult as a freelancer. In August, I moved out of my university accommodation. I did vlog it, so if you want to check that out, feel free. And I moved back home into my mum's house. Adjusting to being back home wasn't necessarily a hard thing for me because I'd only lived out of my mum's house for 2 years. In my first year of uni, I lived at home and commuted, and then for the second and third years I moved out, so it wasn't exactly like hard to go back living there. And by that point the house was pretty much empty. My sister works like all around the country, so she's never at home, and my mum was essentially living with her partner, so I was living there by myself, which was fine, but it did make it slightly hard to commute for work. Then in September, my boyfriend Chris moved in with me, and it was the two of us living together in my parents' house, essentially, but just the two of us because no one else was living there. It was good. I was very happy. I wasn't getting that much work at this time, so having to pay a very little amount of rent to my mum each month was like perfectly fine with me. Then in November, due to a few reasons, me and Chris decided to move out of my family house and into our flat that I'm in now. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it certainly was a rash decision and I don't think I would recommend it to many people, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail with it just because it's personal. But we did choose to move out and we've been living here ever since. However, we're gonna move. That's a whole other story. So obviously living in an actual rented place is very, very expensive, and as much as I had a lot of savings from literally my whole life, I didn't want to try and use it all up on just living here for 1 year. During September to around December, January time, I was also applying for full-time jobs because I felt like I couldn't live the freelance life. As much as I really enjoy it, I felt like it wasn't for me. So I did try to apply for some full-time production office work. And I got lots of interviews, and I even got offered, I think, 3 jobs. And by this point, I was actually getting a lot of work and I actually turned them down. Now looking back, I don't know how much of a good idea that was. But at the time, there was different reasons for turning down different jobs. Like one was not paid enough. But for the most part, I really enjoyed freelancing, and at that point when they were offering me work, I didn't want to go full-time. Now I'm looking back at full-time stuff because again, I'm at the point where I don't want to waste all my savings on renting and I want to have a steady income. But again, I love freelancing too much. Ugh, it's too hard. Oh, that's nice. Then in January and February, it was dead, and it was hard. Like February, I had like no work straight for like 2.5 weeks, and honestly went insane because it just meant I was trapped in this flat for like so long, not doing anything, and it was horrible. Would not recommend. And I did try and get a part-time job during that time, but apparently I'm unemployable. So adjusting to life after university was actually quite simple for me because I moved back to my house, which was pretty easy because no one was living there, so it was like I was living by myself anyway. And then it wasn't until I moved to this flat and until January, February time earlier this year where I was like pretty down. I was very, very sad and upset about literally everything, and it's kind of just been like a constant underlining mood just in my life, day-to-day life, but I have my good days. But I often do question why I moved out. Not gonna lie. So a tip for anyone who might be graduating soon: reapply for a student discount card. So I have mine till next August, and I graduated last year, so I've had it for 2 extra years, which is obviously saving me money from using student discounts. So definitely apply if you haven't already. So what is next? Next for me, well, my next job's tomorrow. I had a job today and it was so stressful, and it was only an 1.5-hour job, but it was honestly so scary. I did not enjoy it. But my next job is tomorrow, and then I've got a job on Saturday, and I'm pretty excited. Tomorrow's a gin company commercial, and then Saturday I'm working at a festival for MTV and McDonald's. I mean, what? That is cool. So yes, I do have work coming up. It comes and goes. It's very, very difficult. I am eventually looking to sign up with like a calendar management agency. I can't remember what they're called, but like Cool Time or Cool Box, that sort of thing. If you don't know what it is, have a Google. But they essentially try and get you lots of work. So I'm gonna apply, but it's like £75 a month, so it is kind of expensive. But I'm gonna do it because I've heard a lot of people say they get you lots of work for a good price. So that's my plan, and then I'm also still working on Will's film, which he should be announcing it literally any day now. Yeah, that is what's next. I still really enjoy producing. I want to get paid to produce. The next thing, if anyone wants me to produce anything, I'm getting paid, okay? Because I can't do any more free producing work, because producing is a lot. It's a lot of work and a lot of my time, and I need to get paid. In general, to sum up, life after university is pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie, especially if you're a freelancer in the creative industry trying to get work. It can be very difficult to get work, but honestly, just persevere and you might get lucky, just like I did. Give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry I've been really hot and sweaty and like gross, like, oh, it's just disgusting hot weather in the UK at the moment, like it's grim. Subscribe if you're new. Sitsi is literally around the corner. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, I am going. I've got a ticket for all 3 days. Let me know if you're coming to Sitsi, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye!